Look, so I've been wanting to talk about this issue for a long time, and I did a video a while back ago, last year, but I want to talk about um, essentially, I want to talk about population, guys, and how I feel like society is getting ready to decline. And society, I think, is going to decline, obviously, not because of the economic conditions, which we all know is trash, but I think society is going to collapse because people aren't having enough babies. You enter into this economy where people can barely afford to sustain themselves. How are people going to actually afford to bring children into this world? So that's the thing, right? Is that people are starting, well, they haven't been having babies. In all Western nations, like, it's all below replacement level. And so replacement level in a society is 2.1 kids per couple. And if you don't have a 2.1 replacement rate, then your society starts to decline. And at a certain point, once a society goes below, I think it's 1.6. Correct me in the comments below. It's 1.8 or 1.6. If it drops below that, it's irreversible. And we have a lot of nations, that Western nations, that are already below two. And this is not good, guys, for our civilization. It's I think it has to do with, if I'm being honest with you, I think it has to do with a lot of the pharmaceuticals that are in our foods and our tap water. I think it has to do with a lot of the uh, you know political environment. I think it has to do with feminism. I think feminism is also causing people to not have babies. People are setting unrealistic expectations, and then you obviously have the other thing I want to talk to you guys about, which is the you know what I'm talking about, the plan B. So it's really starting to get bad, guys. And I don't really know what exactly is going to happen. I just know that all of the numbers are pointing towards an entire civilization collapse. And if that happens, um, you're going to become top heavy like Japan is. Japan is very top heavy right now with you know, their civilization, with their economy too and stuff. But mainly because of like all those social programs for the old people, they have a shrinking labor force and a large amount of population that's retiring or that already is retiring, and so that's not good for your economy or for your civilization. And then after those people, pass off, then you have a much smaller civilization, and then eventually that can't sustain itself because people are not going to be able to essentially be able to procreate and be productive members of society. Because what's going to happen is people are going to end up. The civilization just dies out. If I'm being honest with you, it just dies out. So, what do I think we can do to fix this? Well, I think you should get rid of feminism. Feminism is horrible for families. I think you should promote the nuclear family, so people should have a lot of babies. And I think the government should incentivize people to have babies. I think the government should incentivize everyone to have babies, and not just a tax. I mean, or yeah, tax credit, but a big tax credit. And then they should give you a down payment for a house too. If you're gonna have like four or more kids, you should get some major support from the government. I think, because that only helps the government. That only helps your society. Having babies helps your civilization. So I don't know where we got in this mindset of like, well, just can't afford to have kids. Having kids is a blessing. Having kids is going to help your civilization thrive. And these naysayers, these negative Nancy's are like, oh, yeah, don't have kids. Yeah, I get it. The economy sucks. I mean, our modern society, our local, economies, our federal economy, like it's all really not that great. But at the end of the day, you have to be hopeful, and you have to focus on yourself and your family at the end of the day. And having a family is important. And so having kids is also important. The problem is that not a lot of people are having kids again. So can we fix that? I don't know. I mean, you tell me, guys. What do you guys think? Can we fix not having kids? I mean, we're gonna have to figure something out. Like, what do you think what do you think actually is the reason why people are having kids? I mean, because I know there used to be a major boom of people having kids, the boomers, and then now it's just kind of like people aren't having as many. So do you guys think do you guys blame it on the economic conditions, or do you guys blame it on more of like political and